Everyone, it's Fitz with the Daily Delivery. Kind of talking soft up here. I'm in the press box. Can't be on the field because they literally tore the field off to prepare for the Cowboys. It's been kind of fascinating to watch, but who cares? Kansas State's Big 12 champs. And there's so many players I could talk about today. Deuce Vaughn was the player of the game. Will Howard was a warrior. My guy, Daniel Deuce Green, was unbelievable and so valuable in the process of Kansas State beating TCU 31-28 to become Big 12 champions and earn the right as Big 12 champions to play in the Sugar Bowl. But that's not what I want to talk about today. I don't want to talk about all those guys that get the headlines. I want to talk about a guy who doesn't get the headlines and deserves it. And in some ways, he might have been the MVP of this game, and that's kicker, punter, everything guy, Ty Zentner. And what an epitome he is of Kansas State football. He's a great punter. He really is. He's an NFL-level punter, averaged more than 45 yards on 7 boots, often pinning TCU deep in their territory during the course of this game. That alone was huge, made the Frogs go farther than they wanted to go, and TCU's very equipped offense was able to do that at times with Max Duggan, but for the most part, that held them back to just 4 touchdowns in this game. And then he comes in, cool as a cucumber, overtime, 31-yard field goal to win a Big 12 championship. And as Will Howard passed him, they kind of looked at each other as Will was going to the sideline, and Ty was just smiling. Now, if you've ever met Ty, you know one thing about him. This young man's really confident. He knows who he is. He has a great sense of self. He knows what he's about, and he's confident in his skills. And I'm telling you what, I don't think there's a better person to have trotted out there to kick a game-winning field goal than that guy. He wasn't going to miss, and he hasn't missed field goals for the Wildcats since taking over, not long after the TCU game earlier in the season. Ty Zentner really, in many ways, could be considered an MVP of this team, not just in this game, but maybe in the season. He's been absolutely remarkable, and to have something like this happen for him, what a way to cap a career. A high school kid who had no offers out of the state of Kansas, went to junior college, proved himself, came to Kansas State, took over the punting duties, and then got the kickoff duties, and he's good at that. Puts the ball out of play quite often. And this year, they asked him to go back to his JUCO roots and take over everything, including kicking field goals and extra points. And he did so. He never missed a beat, and it didn't affect him in any way other than this. Ty Zentner got better. The more you put on his plate, the better that kid got. And so did the Kansas State Wildcats. They got better as the season went, and it was Zentner who sealed the 31-28 victory. And it's on to the Sugar Bowl.